let's just start. What's a mindful child?
Oh, wow. What a question. And I have to tell you, it's a question we hear all the time. And I think the best way, it's one of these things where you a little bit know it when you see it. You know a mindful child when you see one. But the best way to describe a child who is really integrating the principles of mindfulness and awareness into their everyday life is a child who is less reactive than you might ordinarily expect. A child who is likely to take a moment to pause and to really sense what's happening in their mind and body before responding in a situation that's a bit charged emotionally. So a mindful child is usually a little bit less reactive than a lot of the children we see. And as a result, the children who are more mindful tend to be able to roll with the punches a little bit better, tend to be more resilient, a little bit more flexible. It's not as if they're zombies, and not having fun and not off, goofing around. But when the going gets rough, they tend to be able to steady themselves.
So, and maybe I should have started with this, but why do you think it's important to teach mindfulness to children?
Oh, I think our kids are getting bombarded with all sorts of different messages all the time now. And what we really need to teach our children are some very simple, basic, tried and true life skills that are common to all sorts of traditions and educational approaches and therapeutic approaches that help them compose themselves, that help them steady themselves in an unsteady world, and that help them be able to direct their attention to the present moment and give them the option of reframing their experience so that they can start thinking about their experience, noticing how they think about their experience, and possibly reframe it in a different way. These are really basic tools that are useful across the lifespan. And the earlier we can teach children these, the better for everybody, I think, not just for them, but for us.
But you say that children shouldn't necessarily meditate in order to be mindful. Why is that, and what do you think they should do instead?
Well, I think we need to define meditation because meditation means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So, and also one thing about working with children is we're working with such a large age group. What a 4-year-old is able to do developmentally is quite different than what a 14-year-old or an 18-year-old can do. So, meditation, if you're thinking of sitting on a cushion cross-legged and feeling your breathing or following your breath, for 20 minutes just isn't really realistic for most of these kids. But there are short time, many time activities that they can drop in to their everyday life where they just for a moment pay attention to their breathing on purpose, or they for a moment listen on purpose. And whether that's meditation or not really kind of depends on your definition of meditation. But that's what we're asking them to do. Short time, many times, dropping in of deliberate or purposeful awareness.
So, could you give us an example of a playful practice? Um, Maybe the hello game?
And in the hello game, what you do is you start by saying hello to somebody and looking at them and saying what the color of their eyes are. So it would be example like, hello, your eyes are blue, or your eyes look blue to me now. Now, the reason that that's so important is if you ask a child who's having difficulty making eye contact to make eye contact, it makes it even more difficult for them. But if you'll say, hey, can you just tell me what color my eyes are? They'll just look into your eyes automatically. They'll start to get the sense of it and the connection that comes with looking somebody in the eye. So by starting with something as simple as, can you tell me what color your eyes are? And then moving over the course of an 8-week period to having them look at somebody in the eye and communicate something else, how they're feeling or what they're seeing, you're able to gradually help children develop the capacity to look somebody in the eye without making it so difficult.